Get in there, Villa fans. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 3. If you are new to our channel, make sure you are subscribing. Smash the likes. Let's go for 1,000 likes. And most importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Absolutely buzzing. It's a huge, huge victory for Aston Villa, and it gets us climbing that Premier League table, reining certain teams in, keeps that momentum going. I think that's 4 Premier League wins in a row now, another clean sheet, and at this part of the season, the only thing that matters is winning football matches, and that is exactly what Aston Villa are doing in the Premier League currently. I was a bit nervous about this game going into it today and yesterday, just because Southampton, freedom, we expect to win. We feel like we'll just turn up and win, and we had to be perfect. We had to be very, very good. We had to be aware of a threat. And I just felt with them being relegated, having that little bit more freedom, new manager, that they were going to be able to just try and frustrate us for as long as they can, nick something. And their game plan was working to some extent to try and shut Aston Villa out. We started the game very strong with a strong lineup. Rashford, Asensio, Ramsey, a couple of changes to our back line. And I think over the course of the first half, I was a little bit frustrated with the way in which we were getting into certain areas, and we just weren't being brave enough on the ball. It was just crying out for somebody with a little bit of ingenuity, somebody to just take control and be a player, drive forward, play a little bit of a line splitting pass, somebody to make a little bit of a run through the lines. And it was all a little bit safe. And I think, to be fair, first half, you've got to give Southampton a bit of credit, to be fair, because they dug in, they defended resolutely, they were working really hard, they were physical, they were putting it on us a little bit. And I think, to be honest, we can learn a little bit of something like that for the PSG game, because I think we've got to add a bit of presence in our game against PSG on Tuesday. We've got to add a bit of bite, got to add a bit of aggression. And I think that's something that we need to do. And it was something that Southampton were doing to us, and we were finding it very, very difficult to break through. I thought they looked a little bit of a threat on transition. I think Mings got fouled and he was dawdling on the ball a little bit. Archer ran in behind Mings, which was poor defending, really. And they were a bit of a threat, weren't they? And I just wanted to see us just utilise the ball, move it a bit quicker, and just pose more questions, because we were pretty dominant, but just wasn't quite enough, really. And second half started, and we seemed to have a little bit more zip about us anyway. And I think Agent Bednarak fired one over on his head, didn't he? And you were thinking, here we go. If he could stick one away for us, that would be really good. But Emery has been speaking this week about players wanting to play and being frustrated that they're not playing. And the only way in which they can answer Unai Emery is by stepping on the pitch when they aren't playing and doing really well. And Unai Emery has made some substitutions today, and he's made 3 substitutions in particular, and all 3 of them have scored. Watkins, Marlon, and John McGinn. So, as fans, we've been talking about our depth and our bench and how good it is, but we saw today that it's come off that bench and it's completely changed the game for Aston Villa, and that's what we want. You've got starters and you've got finishers. If you don't start, finish the game off for Aston Villa. If you're coming on and playing 25 minutes and winning a game for Aston Villa, then that's absolutely massive. So it's a big weapon that we've got, because teams can tactically set up to play against us, But when then you're bringing on certain players that are going to add something a little bit different, then that's a huge advantage for Aston Villa. And we saw it for the penalty. It was a great ball through. Watkins took it around the player, foul. Asensio, you're thinking we've worked so hard to get this penalty now. Stick it away. You'd probably bet your house on Asensio scoring, and he doesn't. So you're thinking, please just don't be that day. Don't be that day where everything can go against us. And you're thinking, oh no. But it was a really good save from the keeper, and we just needed to regroup and start to build again. And I've got to say, guys, that finish from Watkins is absolutely exceptional. Exceptional. The ball over the top is amazing from Tielemans, and I'm not actually shocked by that ball because it's epic. It is absolutely first class from Tielemans. That ball from deep that he's got. Did he play one foot against Forest? Did he play that foot? Yeah, it was Tielemans. So Tielemans played that sort of whipped in little curler to Rodgers, didn't he, for the goal? And that ball over the top is brilliant. But Watkins to stretch and let it go over the keeper, it's absolutely brilliant. And Watkins has come off the bench and changed the game for Villa because just having somebody that wants to make those runs, it's so important because it stretches the back line. So even though they're defending with a mid to low block, if you've got a player that wants to get in behind and stretch, it means that the gap between the defenders in the midfield gets bigger. So there's more distances. You've got players that can fill in and then go into nice little pockets. But that goal, oh my God, I can't. Do you know? Once I finish this, I'm going to watch that goal, and I'm going to watch it and watch it and watch it. So, yeah, can't wait to go back and watch that one. So brilliant, brilliant goal. Loved it. My reaction when I saw, I was just like, oh, going mad. I was because, yeah, like we could all sit here and go, oh, it's only Southampton, blah blah. It doesn't matter. It could be anybody. It could be Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Leicester. It doesn't matter who we're playing now. We have to win games. And this game today was just absolutely huge to get the victory and just keep going. And yeah, I don't care who we're playing. I don't bracket any team. Win the games and get this top 5 finish. So brilliant for Watkins and Daniel Marlon. Great ball from Rodgers. But Daniel Marlon in that area is an absolute like pit bull. He's a pit bull around that box. He gets it, one touch, bang, and he absolutely smacks it. Absolutely, he did it against Brighton. He just gets it, opens his body, rifles it in. He honestly, Marlon in and around that box is so dangerous. Whether he's got space in front of him or bodies around him, that finish is quality as well. So good. The limbs looked amazing. Great for the team. That's 3-3 now. So what a finish from Marlon. We then get another penalty, and you're thinking, but I was kind of thinking, give it Watkins because he's close to this Gabby record. And it would have been good, but we've got to just give it Asensio. But should have scored it, man. Like, it's so frustrating. But McGinn, that's what you want. React, second ball, bang. McGinn, great stuff from McGinn. But Asensio, I bet he scores his next one. He'll score his next one for sure. But yeah, so great stuff from Villa. clean sheet, exactly what we want. Brilliant to see another clean sheet from Villa. This kit is just, I absolutely love this kit. I love it. It's so good. So really, really good for Villa. Job done. Pleasing aspects were the control of the game. I thought Onana had a really good game. I thought there was times when he was getting it, driving forward, being a bit of a powerhouse. There's so much more to come from Onana. So much more. I believe that he's just going to get better and better and better. Who else did I think had a good game? I thought Matson was pretty good. I thought he had a decent game. Would like to see him sometimes when he gets into certain areas on the left to just be a little bit more of a cutting edge. I want to see just a little bit more of a cutting edge because I think he gets into some good opportunities and we just need to see a little bit more end product at times. I thought Rodgers was pretty decent. You know, he put that one in for Marlon. I thought he worked hard. I thought he was sort of, the endeavour was there. I thought Rashford was okay, but I don't really like him up top. I don't really like him up top. I think he's better off the left. I think he's better as a winger. I think he's better when he can front up players. There was that moment in the second half where he's on the right off a corner and he's fronting someone up, little nutmeg. That's where you get your best game from him. I think back to goal a little bit. He's not quite there. I think he's too good not to be involved as much as he is when he plays out wide because I just think he's got more quality. So I think he's starting up front because I think Watkins, I think they're really managing this Watkins niggle that he's had all season. So, but yeah, that's just my general vibe of it. I thought Tielemans very good. I thought Onana Tielemans, I thought he's really good. Worked really hard. Did a lot of sort of mopping up, controlling, laying off, getting the team moving into certain areas. So I thought those two were very, very good as well. So if we have a little look at some of the stats from this game as well, and we'll just run through it. We are going to do a debrief as well. So I'm not really going to go too much detail on average positions, passing networks today. I'll do that for the debrief as well. So I can sort of build a bit of a better picture up as well. So if we have a little look at some of the main takeaways from the game then, so we can see that the momentum bar for Aston Villa is just very, very dominant. Southampton have got a couple of little spells in there where they're having little half opportunities, I guess. If we have a look then at the majority of the stats then, so first half we had 64% possession, second half we had 56%. Overall, we had 60% possession. We had an XG of 2.88. We had 5 big chances, 25 shots. Keepers made 2 saves. Their keeper has made 7. We've had 13 corners, 535 passes to their 349. Tackles, 25%, 25 for Villa. We've had 1 yellow card. We have had total shots 25, shots on target 10, off target 9, 6 blocks shots, 13 shots from inside the box, 12 from outside the box. We can see that Southampton attacked majority down the left-hand side and Aston Villa attacked more down the right-hand side. The left-hand side is a little bit higher than in the middle. So those show the zones that Aston Villa were attacking in. We had big chances scored 3, big chances missed 2. They had 1 big chance missed. Was that the Archer one then? Is that classed as a big chance? Touches in the penalty area, 48 for Villa. We have had 496 accurate passes. So let's have a little look at some of our duels then. So 59% of our duels were won, 61% of our ground duels, 50% aerials, 36% successful dribbles, 44% tackles were won as well. So very dominant for Villa. Very, very dominant. I think if we look at how we played on balance, I think there was a lot of dominance from Aston Villa. I think some areas we could utilise the ball a little bit better. We could be a little bit more incisive. I think first half we were a little bit safe. I think sometimes I was finding that we'd get the ball and there'd just be one player in there. There'd be a lot of players outside the box. So I think we've got to commit there a little bit more. I think sometimes on some of our short corners, I think when you're taking Rashford to take it, Asensio out of it as well, you are losing two very good ball strikers. You take it out Asensio, if the ball falls to him inside the 18-yard box, we know he's got that killer finish. You take him out of it. So I think sometimes we've got to just think about these short corners a little bit and who's out the box and who's inside the box. So I think when you're building the box up with Mings, Konsa, you know, sometimes we've got a lot of players that nearly get on the end of stuff, and sometimes we want the actual finishers to be in there to get on the end of it. So that would be something that I looked at. But I thought when we started to play, especially late in that second half, with a little bit more of a direct nature, passing through the lines, and we've got those explosive players on, such as Marlon, such as Watkins. We really started to stretch them, and I thought we were really good towards the end of the game. So that is absolutely brilliant from a Villa point of view. Something else that is very, very good from a Villa point of view is Nottingham Forest have lost to Everton. And I felt like Everton were going to do something against Forest. I felt like Forest were catchable. I saw a graphic the other day that said Forest had got an 88% chance of making Champions League football. And I thought, 88% with 7 games to go is very, very high. And now with that loss, they are 3 points in front of Aston Villa with 6 to go. So with 6 to go, I think we can finish above Nottingham Forest. I really do. I think we can finish above them. And I've looked at fixtures, I've looked at difficulty, and I feel like ours are okay. I think we've got a big week coming up after PSG, Newcastle, Man City. And I think if we get through that, okay, and in the mix where we are, with Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs, and United left, I think we've got a real solid chance at this now. We've put ourselves in a brilliant position. We are right in that mix. 4 wins in a row. We are winning games. You look at Forest there with 2 losses in a row. We've got better form than Man City currently. So that's very good. We've built that gap now to Brighton in 9th. So that's a 6-point gap there, I think. Yeah. So the gap's there to them. So it looks like we're in a good battle now for European football. It looks like we are going to get some form of European football as well, which is absolutely huge in itself anyway. And I've looked at Chelsea. You look at Chelsea's fixtures, what they've got coming up. Can I click on them? Right, let me just try and get Chelsea's fixtures. Yeah, right. So Chelsea's fixtures coming up. And, people look at ours and go, oh, they've got like some really tough games coming up. But I look at Chelsea's and I'm like, okay, so they've got to play Everton at home, Fulham away. They've got Liverpool at home, Newcastle. So you look at that Newcastle game there. So I don't know who we play, but that's important because if one of them win and we win, you're gaining 3 points on one of those teams, which is big. And then they've got Forest last game of the season. So again, in this mix now, if one of them wins and one of them loses and we beat United last. So you see how that gap there now with their fixtures is very difficult. So, yeah, I think it's absolutely massive. So, buzzing that Forest lost because it means that we're only 3 points behind them now. Another positive for Aston Villa, guys, which we need to talk about a little bit. Aston Villa Look, right, look at this, guys. +3. We've got +3 goal difference. We're a long way away from the other teams, but we are in the plus now, which is very good. So, 4 wins in a row. I don't care who you're playing in the Premier League, 4 wins in a row, massively in form. Let's go. Up the Villa, absolutely buzzing. So, Villa fans, I'm absolutely buzzing. Hopefully, you are as well. We are going to have a debrief, which is going to be out tomorrow. And then we'll have PSG content coming out as well. So, everyone, on your way out, smash the like buttons. I want 1,000. Comment your thoughts and subscribe to the channel if you do. Up the Villa!